Your mind is a powerful tool, a gift that God has given you meant to serve you and help you live out your purpose. But so often we feel as if our minds are working against us, don't we? We let our thoughts control us. We allow them to determine our mood, our confidence, even our destiny. I want you to realize today that your mind is meant to be your servant, not your master. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You are in control. Every day, countless thoughts run through your mind. Some of them are inspiring, filled with ideas, solutions, and possibilities. But others can be full of doubt, fear, anxiety, and negativity. And if we aren't careful, we start listening to those voices of doubt. We begin to believe every negative thought that crosses our minds as if it's the final truth. But here's the truth: you are not your thoughts. Your mind is simply a tool that you can shape, direct, and use for good. Imagine it as a servant that is ready and willing to help you live a fulfilling, joyful life. The question is, will you take the reins? The mind is like a garden, and you are the gardener. If you don't intentionally plant seeds of positivity, courage, and hope, weeds of negativity and self-doubt will sprout up on their own. You don't have to ask for them, and you don't even have to encourage them. Negativity and doubt will naturally grow if you don't tend to your mental garden. But you have the power to pull those weeds out. You have the ability to plant seeds that will bear good fruit, to water and nurture thoughts that will lead to a harvest of peace, success, and joy. This doesn't mean that the journey is always easy. Our minds are incredibly powerful, and they can be stubborn. They're accustomed to certain ways of thinking, certain habits of worry, or patterns of negativity. But no matter how strong those habits may seem, they are not stronger than you. The Bible tells us to renew our minds to replace the old, limiting ways of thinking with a mindset of faith, hope, and love. This isn't something that happens overnight, but with consistent effort, you can train your mind to serve you. Just like training a muscle, it takes practice and patience, but the results are worth it. I think about this: if you were hiring a servant to help you around the house, would you choose someone who is lazy, negative, or who constantly brings you down? Of course not. You'd want someone who is hardworking, supportive, and encouraging. That's how you need to approach your mind. Don't let it settle into habits of laziness or negativity. Expect more from it. Set a standard for your thoughts. Decide that your mind will be filled with things that uplift you, empower you, and move you toward your goals. One way to start training your mind is through gratitude. When you wake up each morning, begin with a thought of thankfulness. It could be as simple as thank you for a new day, or thank you for the strength to face whatever comes my way. Starting your day with gratitude sets a positive tone, and it reminds your mind that you are in charge of its direction. Gratitude is a powerful tool for transforming your mind because it shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what you have. And when you train your mind to look for the good, it begins to notice more of it, creating a positive cycle. Another powerful tool is visualization. Picture yourself accomplishing your dreams, living in victory, and overcoming obstacles. When you visualize success, you're telling your mind, this is the path we're on. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined, so it will begin to work toward making those images a reality. Visualization is a way to align your mind with your purpose, to set it on the path you want to walk. But sometimes we can't seem to shake the negative thoughts, can we? That's when you have to talk back to your mind. Don't just sit there and accept every thought that comes your way. When thoughts of doubt or fear try to take over, respond with faith. Say, I am more than enough. I am capable. I am on the path that God has laid out for me. Talk to yourself as you would to a friend in need of encouragement. Use words that lift you up and remind you of your worth and potential. Remember, the mind is a tool, but you hold the keys. When negative thoughts try to take root, picture them as weeds. Don't let them grow. Replace them with thoughts that serve your purpose, that push you forward rather than hold you back. The mind is a powerful tool, and when you train it to serve you, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Start today. Make a decision that your mind is your servant, not your master. Give it a clear direction and purpose, and watch as it becomes your greatest ally. To change your life, you have to start by changing your thinking. The Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he. That means our thoughts have incredible power. They can build us up or they can tear us down. When you shift your thinking, you're not just changing the way you see things, you're changing your entire experience. If we want a life filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment, we have to guide our thoughts in that direction, leading our minds to work for us and not against us. Every day, thoughts come into our minds from all kinds of sources, conversations, media, things we see around us. Some of those thoughts are positive, inspiring us, giving us energy and hope. But let's be real, a lot of those thoughts are also negative. They may tell us we're not good enough, that life is too hard, or that we don't have what it takes to succeed. When we let these negative thoughts go unchecked, they become our reality. Our minds start to create stories around them, stories that shape the way we view ourselves and the world. But here's the good news: you can choose what you think. You have the ability to decide which thoughts get to stay and which ones need to go. Just because a thought comes to you doesn't mean it has to define you. Think of your mind as a gatekeeper. Every thought is like a visitor knocking at the gate. You have the authority to decide who gets to come in and who needs to turn around and leave. When a thought of doubt or fear tries to enter, you can say, "No, you're not welcome here." When a thought of faith, hope, or encouragement arrives, you can open the gate wide. Shifting your thinking starts with becoming aware of what you're allowing into your mind. Are you letting thoughts of fear, self-doubt, and limitation take up residence? Or are you making room for thoughts that bring you life, strength, and courage? To make this shift, you first need to recognize that your mind has a habit of reverting to what's familiar. If negativity has been a regular visitor, your mind will likely return to it by default. But by bringing awareness to this pattern, you can start to interrupt it. Begin to question your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Is it moving me closer to my purpose? Or is it holding me back? Imagine that you're driving a car and each thought is a road sign pointing in a certain direction. Negative thoughts point toward dead ends and places of despair. Positive thoughts, on the other hand, lead you toward roads of possibility, hope, and opportunity. If you want to arrive at a destination of peace, you need to follow the signs that lead you there. You wouldn't take directions from someone who didn't know the way, so why let doubtful thoughts guide you? Start listening to the thoughts that lead you in the right direction. One of the best ways to shift your thinking is through affirmations, powerful, positive statements that help reinforce the life you want to live. Every morning, affirm who you are, who you want to be, and the life you are creating. Say things like, "I am strong, capable, and loved," or "I am worthy of all the blessings coming my way." When you affirm these truths, you're reinforcing positive thoughts, replacing the negative patterns that try to keep you stuck. Remember, the more you repeat a thought, the more your mind believes it, whether it's true or not. So why not give it something good to believe? Another powerful way to shift your thinking is to focus on gratitude. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your attention away from what's lacking and toward what's abundant in your life. Gratitude changes your perspective because it reminds you of all the good that already exists. It's hard to feel down or defeated when you're counting your blessings. Each morning, take a moment to list 3 things you're grateful for. Let this practice be a reminder that despite the challenges, there is still good in your life, still reason to hope, still room to grow. Shifting your thinking also means letting go of the what-if worries that can hold you captive. Thoughts of fear often ask, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? But shifting your thinking means choosing a new what if. What if it does work out? What if you succeed? What if today is the day everything changes for the better? When you change your what if from a place of fear to a place of faith, you unlock new possibilities. You don't have to be a prisoner to your thoughts. You don't have to let them control your life. Shifting your thinking is about taking that power back. When you guide your mind toward positive, life-giving thoughts, you're creating a new reality. Yes, there will still be challenges, and yes, life will bring ups and downs, but when you control your thoughts, you can face those challenges with confidence. You can move through life with hope, knowing that each step is leading you closer to the life you're meant to live. So today, make the choice to shift your thinking. Guard your mind. Choose thoughts that lift you up. Choose to see possibilities instead of limitations. When you do, you'll find that life begins to respond. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, and you'll walk in the confidence of knowing that your mind is serving you, not holding you back. Shift your thinking, and you'll change your life. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. They shape our perception of reality, and in many ways, they determine the direction of our lives. If you can master your thoughts, you can master your life. Your mind, though complex and often unpredictable, can be trained to work for you rather than against you. Think of your mind like a servant. When you give it clear, positive direction, it will follow. But if left unchecked, it will wander, often pulling you toward worry, fear, or negativity. The key to living a life of purpose and fulfillment is taking command of your thoughts. Many people believe that they have no control over their thoughts, that they're merely passive observers of whatever pops into their minds. But that's not true. You have a choice in what you allow to dwell in your mind. Negative thoughts are like uninvited guests at a dinner party. You don't have to entertain them just because they showed up. Instead, you can choose which thoughts to welcome and which ones to let go. By making this conscious choice, you're starting to build mastery over your thoughts. Imagine that your mind is a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity will grow. These weeds are resilient, and they can spread quickly, overtaking any flowers or fruitful plants you have. But with daily attention and care, you can uproot those weeds and plant seeds of confidence, hope, and faith. As you nurture these seeds, they will grow stronger and more beautiful, creating a mental environment that's positive and empowering. Mastering your thoughts is a lot like gardening. It requires patience, commitment, and intentionality, but the results are worth it. One powerful way to master your thoughts is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness means being aware of your thoughts and choosing which ones deserve your attention. It's like being a gatekeeper. When a thought enters your mind, you evaluate it. If it's a thought that uplifts you, encourages you, or aligns with your goals, you allow it to stay. But if it's a thought that brings you down, causes anxiety, or contradicts your purpose, you gently let it go. Mindfulness takes practice. But over time, you'll find that you have much more control over your mind than you once thought. Another way to gain mastery over your thoughts is by speaking life-giving words to yourself. The words you speak have a direct impact on the thoughts you think. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," your mind will believe those words and begin to shape your reality around them. But when you declare positive, affirming statements like, "I am capable, I am strong, and I am worthy of success," you're training your mind to serve you with empowering beliefs. Start each day by speaking life into your mind. Remind yourself of your worth, your abilities, and the possibilities that lie ahead. The more you speak these truths, the more your mind will align with them. It's also essential to remember that your thoughts influence your emotions, which in turn influence your actions. When you think negative, fearful thoughts, your emotions follow suit, often leading to feelings of sadness, anxiety, or discouragement. But when you train yourself to think positively, your emotions shift to match that positivity, and you find yourself feeling hopeful, energized, and motivated. With this positive energy, you're far more likely to take actions that lead to growth, progress, and fulfillment. By mastering your thoughts, you're setting in motion a chain of events that will ultimately shape your life in a powerful way. To master your thoughts, you must also learn to let go of limiting beliefs, those deeply rooted thoughts that tell you what you can or cannot do. Often, these beliefs were instilled in us long ago, perhaps by our environment, our experiences, or the people around us. But just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't mean it's true. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, is this thought really serving me? If it's not, make a choice to replace it with a belief that does. Say, for instance, you've always thought, "I'm just not good at this," when facing a new challenge. Try replacing that belief with, "I have the ability to learn and grow." By shifting from limitation to possibility, you open yourself to new opportunities and greater achievements. Consistency is key when it comes to mastering your thoughts. Just as you wouldn't expect to become physically fit by working out only once, you can't expect to master your mind without regular practice. Make a daily commitment to manage your thoughts, to choose positivity, and to guard against negativity. One way to maintain this consistency is by journaling. At the end of each day, reflect on your thoughts. Note any negative patterns that crept in and write down how you might approach them differently tomorrow. Writing helps you become aware of your thought patterns, and awareness is the first step toward mastery. In moments of doubt or fear, remind yourself of who you are and the strength that lies within you. You have a purpose, a calling, and a destiny, and you can't allow a few negative thoughts to derail that. When you master your mind, you become unstoppable. You begin to see obstacles as opportunities, challenges as chances to grow, and setbacks as setups for a comeback. By mastering your thoughts, you're building resilience and creating a mindset that can withstand life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. So decide today to take command of your mind. Don't let your thoughts wander aimlessly. Give them direction and purpose. Speak words that uplift you, embrace beliefs that empower you, and consistently choose thoughts that serve your highest good. When you do, you'll discover that your mind is no longer a battleground, but a place of peace, strength, and clarity. Master your thoughts, and you will master your life. And in mastering your life, you'll be able to walk the path that you were always meant to walk, a path filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. The conversations we have with ourselves, the thoughts we think day in and day out, shape our reality and define our self-perception. If you want your mind to serve you well, it's essential to learn how to redirect your inner dialogue, that running commentary inside your head. For many of us, that inner dialogue can often lean toward the negative, questioning our worth, our abilities, and our future. But the truth is, you are in control of this dialogue. You don't have to accept every thought that crosses your mind as truth. You have the power to redirect those thoughts to align with your goals and aspirations. Imagine your mind as a storyteller, constantly weaving a narrative about who you are and what you're capable of. If left unchecked, this story can be filled with self-doubt, worry, and limitations. But what if you took control of that story? What if, instead of letting your mind tell you tales of fear or inadequacy, you began to tell it a story of hope, courage, and potential? When you change the story, you change the reality. By redirecting your inner dialogue to a place of positivity and empowerment, you set the stage for a life of fulfillment and success. One effective way to redirect your inner dialogue is by identifying and challenging negative thoughts as soon as they arise. Many of these thoughts are automatic, deeply ingrained in our minds from past experiences or repeated patterns of thinking. Perhaps you faced rejection before, and now a voice in your head says, I'll never be good enough, or maybe you've experienced failure, and that voice whispers, I'm just not capable. These thoughts are like bad habits, and like any habit, they can be broken. When you notice a negative thought, stop it in its tracks and ask yourself, is this true? Is there evidence to support this? Or am I simply believing it because I've thought it so many times often? You'll find that these thoughts lack a solid foundation. After identifying negative thoughts, replace them with statements that reflect the truth of who you are and what you're capable of. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to see the possibilities over the obstacles. If your mind tells you, I can't do this, respond by saying, I may not know how yet, but I am capable of learning and growing. This shift might seem small, but over time, it creates a powerful ripple effect. Your mind will begin to believe in your potential. And as it does, you'll find yourself more willing to take risks, pursue your dreams, and overcome obstacles. Another powerful tool for redirecting your inner dialogue is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements about yourself and your life, and when repeated consistently, they help reprogram your mind to adopt a more empowering outlook. Each morning, take a few minutes to speak affirmations over yourself. Say things like, I am strong, resilient, and capable, or I am worthy of love and success. By doing this, you're telling your mind what to focus on. You're choosing to guide it toward thoughts that uplift you rather than thoughts that tear you down. Over time, these affirmations will become a part of your inner dialogue, creating a foundation of self-belief and confidence. Visualizing success is another way to redirect your inner dialogue. When you visualize yourself succeeding, overcoming challenges, achieving your goals, living the life you desire, you're sending a message to your mind that this is your reality. The mind doesn't always distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined, so by visualizing success, you're helping it focus on possibilities rather than limitations. When you find yourself doubting your abilities, close your eyes and picture yourself in a moment of victory. See the details, feel the emotions, and let your mind dwell on that image. This practice helps silence the voice of doubt and reinforces the belief that success is within your reach. Redirection also involves being kind and compassionate to yourself. Too often, our inner dialogue can be harsh and critical. We judge ourselves for our mistakes, replay embarrassing moments, or scold ourselves for not being enough. But imagine if you spoke to a friend the way you sometimes speak to yourself. Would they feel encouraged or discouraged? Just as you wouldn't tear down a loved one, you shouldn't tear yourself down. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. When you make a mistake, tell yourself, I'm human and I'm learning. When you feel inadequate, remind yourself, I am growing and I'm proud of my progress. This kindness fosters an inner dialogue that encourages rather than condemns. Gratitude is another powerful way to redirect your inner dialogue. When your mind starts dwelling on what's lacking or what's wrong, choose to shift your focus to what you're grateful for. Gratitude has a way of recalibrating our perspective. It reminds us that despite the challenges, there's still so much good in our lives. Each evening, reflect on a few things you're thankful for, whether it's a supportive friend, a small accomplishment, or simply the gift of a new day. By filling your mind with gratitude, you're training it to see abundance rather than scarcity, blessings rather than shortcomings. Redirecting your inner dialogue is a continuous process. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It requires daily attention, intention, and practice. But as you make this a habit, you'll notice a profound change in your mindset and in the way you approach life. Your thoughts will start to align with your goals, your self-image will grow stronger, and your sense of purpose will become clearer. You'll discover that you no longer feel controlled by negative thoughts or limiting beliefs. Instead, you'll be empowered by a mind that's working in harmony with your dreams and desires. So take ownership of your inner dialogue. Choose words that lift you up, thoughts that strengthen you, and beliefs that propel you forward. With each redirected thought, you're building a foundation for a life filled with hope, courage, and possibility. One of the most powerful steps you can take in life is to act in the face of doubt, fear, or uncertainty. It's easy to think we should wait until we feel ready or confident before taking action, but the truth is, waiting for the perfect mindset can keep us stuck. Sometimes our minds will give us every excuse to delay or hesitate, filling our thoughts with fear, questioning our abilities, or conjuring up worst-case scenarios. But when we choose to act regardless of these thoughts, we're telling our mind that we are in control, not the other way around. Taking action is one of the most effective ways to build confidence. Confidence doesn't always come before action. It often comes as a result of action. When you take a step, even a small one, you start to build momentum. This is because action creates evidence that counters our doubts. Every time you face a fear and move forward anyway, your mind takes note. It starts to learn that fear is not a wall, but simply a feeling that can be overcome. With each action, you're rewriting the story in your mind, showing yourself that you are capable, strong, and resilient. When fear or doubt comes up, it's helpful to remember that those feelings are natural. They're part of the mind's protective mechanism, trying to keep you safe by steering you away from discomfort or the unknown. But growth only happens outside of our comfort zones. If you listen to fear and allow it to dictate your choices, you'll end up staying where you are, stuck in a place of safety, but missing out on opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Instead, acknowledge the fear, thank it for trying to protect you, and then move forward anyway. When you act despite fear, you're telling your mind that you're ready to move beyond limitations. Another key to taking action is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Our minds often fixate on potential results, and this can create a lot of pressure. We start to worry about whether we'll succeed, if people will judge us, or if we'll make mistakes. But when you shift your focus from the end goal to the steps you can take right now, you free yourself from the weight of expectations. Focus on giving your best to the present moment. Do what you can with what you have and let the rest unfold. When you stay present, you'll find that your mind has less room for fear because it's occupied with what you're doing in the here and now. Breaking big goals into smaller steps is another effective strategy. Our minds can get overwhelmed when we look at the entirety of a challenging goal. But when you break it down into smaller, manageable tasks, it becomes much more approachable. For example, if your goal is to start a business, you don't have to know everything about entrepreneurship from the beginning. Start with one small action researching your field, reaching out to a mentor, or setting up a simple plan. Each small step builds on the last, and as you take consistent action, you'll notice your confidence and knowledge growing. Taking action also helps silence the what-if questions that can paralyze us. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if this isn't the right path? These questions can keep you in a cycle of overthinking and prevent you from moving forward. But when you act, You're answering those what ifs with experience. You're showing yourself that even if things don't go perfectly, you can adapt, learn, and keep going. Action turns hypothetical fears into real life lessons, and those lessons become the foundation of your resilience. Sometimes acting in the face of doubt requires a leap of faith. You may not have all the answers, and the path ahead may seem uncertain, but faith means trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. When you act with faith, you're affirming that you believe in yourself and in the possibilities ahead. This mindset can be especially helpful in moments when self-doubt is loud and fear is strong. Remind yourself that you are capable of handling challenges and that each step forward is bringing you closer to your goals. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. Our minds often set us up with the idea that we need to have everything figured out before we begin. But perfection is not the goal, growth is. Each step, even if it's imperfect, is a step in the right direction. Mistakes are part of the journey, and they're often the greatest teachers. When you give yourself permission to take imperfect action, you free yourself from the paralyzing need to get it right and open up to the valuable lessons that come with each attempt. One way to keep yourself accountable is to surround yourself with a support system. Friends, family, mentors, or like-minded individuals can offer encouragement and remind you of your potential when your mind starts to doubt. Sometimes having someone to share your progress with or to cheer you on can make a world of difference. Let others support you on this journey and be open to their feedback and guidance. Finally, taking action, no matter what your mind says, is a powerful way to grow and expand your self-belief. Every step forward is a declaration that you are capable, that your dreams are worth pursuing, and that you have what it takes to overcome obstacles. By choosing to act, you're making a commitment to yourself, a commitment to trust your potential and to honor the life you're working to create. So the next time your mind tries to hold you back, take that step anyway. Walk forward even when it feels uncomfortable, even when fear is present. Embrace the journey of growth and let each action build your confidence, one step at a time. You'll find that as you take action, you're not only moving closer to your goals, but also transforming into the person you were always meant to be: strong, capable, and unstoppable. If you want to have true authority over your mind, it starts with the daily habits you practice. Habits are powerful. They form the foundation of your day-to-day life, and over time, they shape who you are and what you're able to accomplish. By creating habits that support your goals and reinforce the idea that your mind is your servant, not your master, you're setting yourself up for a life of purpose, discipline, and fulfillment. When you consciously choose your habits, you're sending a clear message to your mind that you're in charge, that your thoughts and actions will serve your higher goals rather than control them. The first step to creating habits that reinforce your authority is to choose ones that align with the person you want to become. Think about your goals and values. What do you want to achieve? And what kind of person do you need to be to make those goals a reality? Then identify daily actions that support this vision. If you want to be more disciplined, for example, start with simple habits like waking up at a set time, creating a morning routine, or setting daily intentions. If you're aiming to be more focused, commit to a practice of dedicating time each day to work distraction-free, even if it's only for 15 or 20 minutes to start. These habits, however small, are intentional steps that help build the self-discipline needed to control your mind rather than being controlled by it. One powerful habit to cultivate is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, aware of your thoughts, and not letting them run unchecked. When you're mindful, you can observe your thoughts without reacting to them, which gives you the space to choose your response. By practicing mindfulness regularly, whether through meditation, breathing exercises, or simply taking a few minutes to focus on your surroundings, you're training your mind to be calm and centered. This practice reduces reactivity and strengthens your ability to stay in control, even when faced with distractions, stress, or emotional challenges. Another habit that strengthens your authority over your mind is practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking or difficult to what's positive and abundant. When you make gratitude a daily habit, your mind starts to naturally look for the good in each situation, which can have a profound effect on your mental well-being and resilience. Set aside a few minutes each morning or evening to reflect on things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as appreciating the beauty of nature, a meaningful conversation, or your health. This practice not only helps you stay grounded, but also rewires your mind to focus on positivity, building an internal atmosphere of peace and contentment. Journaling is another habit that reinforces your authority over your mind. Writing down your thoughts, goals, and reflections allows you to put things into perspective, recognize patterns, and intentionally redirect your focus. It can be especially helpful for processing difficult emotions or stressful situations. When you put your thoughts on paper, they often lose some of the power they have over you, and you're able to gain clarity on how you want to move forward. Regular journaling helps you take a step back from your thoughts, making it easier to choose which ones to focus on and which to let go. It also creates a tangible record of your growth, so you can look back and see how far you've come. Physical exercise is a habit that is often overlooked in terms of mental discipline, but it's incredibly impactful. Exercise challenges your body and mind, building strength, endurance, and resilience. When you push yourself physically, you're training your mind to overcome discomfort, to keep going even when things get tough. Exercise also releases endorphins, which improve mood and reduce stress, making it easier to stay positive and focused. Find an exercise routine that works for you, whether it's a morning run, yoga, or strength training. As you commit to a regular exercise habit, you'll notice that the discipline you build in the gym or on the trail translates into other areas of your life, helping you manage your mind more effectively. Setting small, achievable goals and tracking your progress is another habit that reinforces your control over your mind. The act of setting a goal, working toward it, and achieving it, even if it's a minor goal, builds self-trust and reinforces the belief that you are capable of guiding your mind and your actions. It's a way of proving to yourself that you're committed to growth and that you have the discipline to follow through. Start by setting 1 or 2 small goals each day, such as reading for 10 minutes, organizing a part of your space, or reaching out to a friend. Each time you complete a goal, you're reinforcing the idea that your mind serves your intentions. Sleep and rest are essential habits for a strong mind. While it's easy to overlook rest in the pursuit of productivity, a well-rested mind is more focused, resilient, and capable of handling stress. Create a bedtime routine that allows you to unwind and get quality sleep. This might include reducing screen time, practicing deep breathing, or reading something relaxing. When you prioritize rest, you're acknowledging that your mind functions best when it's recharged. A rested mind is more cooperative and better able to follow your lead. Creating habits that support a positive morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. Start each day with an intention, affirmations, or a moment of quiet reflection. When you establish a morning routine that grounds you, you're telling your mind, this is the path we're walking today. This practice helps you begin each day with clarity and purpose, giving you the strength to remain focused and in control. Lastly, celebrate your successes and progress. When you acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small, you're reinforcing the belief that you're capable and committed to growth. Celebrating victories conditions your mind to look forward to growth rather than resist it. It builds motivation and reminds you that the efforts you're making each day are building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. By creating intentional habits that reinforce your authority, you're setting up a lifestyle where your mind naturally falls in line with your intentions. Through these habits, you're choosing to live each day with purpose, discipline, and self-respect. This not only strengthens your authority over your mind, but also aligns your life with your values, goals, and the best version of yourself.